Hi, friends. Okay, so I'm trying something different because A, I hate editing. B, I just think, I don't know, I felt like talking about this, so I'm getting ready to go out for the day and I'm just gonna chat with y'all. So, there was something on my mind. Oh, by the way, I'm also trying this thing. This is what I meant to say when I said I'm trying something new. So this is going to be a fairly unedited video. I'm literally recording on my phone and going to post directly after. The only reason I'm recording and not going live is because I might need to pause while I do some not fun applications, like when I can't talk to y'all while I'm doing my brows kind of thing. Because y'all don't want to sit through that. But other than that, basically unedited. So here we go. Hi! If you've never seen my channel, my name is Ashmere. I am a makeup enthusiast. I love anything and everything about beauty. But I don't know that this channel is only going to be a makeup channel. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like I started this to talk about makeup and work through my collection. And lately, I just feel like talking about other things, and I think that that's okay. So I'm doing it. By the way, that was the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I use it as a foundation. This is shade 5? 4. I haven't hit 5 yet in the summer. So I want to talk about something. So I just heard an amazing interview. It was like a conversation, really. So Katherine Heigl and Ellen Pompeo did a sit down for something for Apple TV, I guess. I don't know. I saw it here on YouTube. And it was a lovely conversation. So in case you don't know me that well, my guilty pleasure is Grey's Anatomy. Like, it is, and I call it a guilty pleasure because I'm often embarrassed to admit that I still watch that show 18 years later. It is, to me, I don't know. Like, there have been seasons where I even hated it. There are characters on there that I despise, okay? Some of the writing is so lazy, and some of the writing is so disgustingly woke that I'm like, get out of here. But for the most part, it is 100% my guilty pleasure. I watch it. Sometimes I yell at the screen. Sometimes I yell at characters. Sometimes I'm like, please write them off because I need somebody new. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Bailey. I'm done with the Bailey character, okay? I'm so over her. 18 years later. I know, hot topic. I know, for those of you who are diehards, I'm over Bailey. She's so not fun anymore. She's boring is what it is. Anyway, I digress. This wasn't what this was supposed to be about. It was a lovely conversation between Katherine Heigl and Ellen Pompeo. Ellen Pompeo, who I can take her or leave her. I think she's fine. I am looking forward to, now that she's exiting Grace, seeing what else she can do, because to me she's a one-trick pony. And I'm like, okay, bye. But Katherine Heigl is somebody who I wish I could be friends with. I just have always loved her. I think she's incredibly talented. I will watch anything she does. I was a diehard Roswell fan. I like, that show was amazing, and I still go back and rewatch it. But Katherine Heigl is just one of these actresses who I think is not only phenomenal on screen, I just think she's a legitimately awesome person. Like, I want to be her friend. I never understood the controversy, and people were like, "Oh, she's, she was mean, or she's hard to work with," or I'm like, to me, she just felt like she was a woman, a person doing her job and wanting to make it better for herself. I don't know. Like, I never got it. I never understood it. I've always been a fangirl. And Katherine, if you ever see, like, let's have a glass of wine. Like, I just feel like she's just cool as shit. And she seems like an amazing mom. And I love that she kind of lives her personal life out of the limelight. All of these things that I think I'm like, this, she just feels like an awesome person. And okay, so yeah, there was a little bit of an aspect of fangirl there. And I'm about to go into my brows, but I want to get this point out and then simmer for a minute and then we can talk about it again. So she said something in this conversation that struck me. She said she would not, I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember specific quotes, but she said she wouldn't take back her 20s for anything, but she didn't know who she was. And it wasn't until she hit her 40s that she finally started feeling unapologetically herself. Like it was okay and she knew who she was. And when she said that, I went, yeah, it's kind of like that. I am a woman of an undisclosed age, probably in her 40s, let's be real. Um, but I spend so much time hiding my age, not because I'm ashamed of it, because I'm cool as shit now. I'm way better now than I was in my 20s. Um, but it's just such a thing, especially if you're a single woman, to be looking for a partner. It's so different when you're in your 40s versus in your 30s and 20s. People put this idea of what a woman in her 40s is like, and I just sit here and go, God, I'm not that person. And it's not even about it's not even about the having the kids or the having everything. It's just there's this mentality, and I think I see it in a lot of my friends too, when they complain about being in their 40s and, oh, as soon as I hit 40, things started to hurt, things started happening, I couldn't do what I do. And I'm going, huh, I don't have that same experience. And so that's weird to me. There have been friends who didn't know my age for years. We were friends for years and years, and they just never asked and just assumed. And I was okay with that. And the assumption's always younger, and it's fine. But it's just interesting to me. I'm sitting here going, God, I feel like I'm in my 20s because I feel like I just finally became an adult. Like I'm just now adulting. And in my head, when I was a kid, I thought by the time I hit like 24, 25, 26, I was going to be like a cool ass adult. Like I was going to be adulting. I was going to be like taking the bull by the horns of life and just handling my business. And that absolutely did not happen. I was so not together in my 20s. And so now that I have finally crossed over into the 40s, I feel like, oh, I'm taking the bull by the horns now. I know who I am now. I love who I am now. And it took well into just, a couple years ago in my 30s when to hit that, all the way through my late 30s is when I finally hit it. And now that I've hit my 40s, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty awesome now. I know who I am. I know what I want. And gosh, if you knew me then and don't know me now, please come back for a new read of the book, because you got like the prologue, you got like nothing of, you saw the building blocks of what's kind of making me, but you never actually saw me. So it's interesting. I have more thoughts. Let me put a brown one. By the way, picked up this thing as a gag because I thought my mom would get a kick out of the fact that there's a stencil to do your brows that's like metal and like whatever. And I thought there's no way this is going to work. can I tell you that this is actually awesome? Admittedly, I bought it on Shein. Don't come for me. It was $1.50, and let me just tell you something. Hold on. I'm going to do both of these brows and then reveal because I can't move the stencil off and then put it back on. Like, hold on 2 seconds. Okay, that's the stencil. I haven't fixed it. I haven't done anything to like add to it. That's the stencil. I was amazed. I literally bought it as a gag gift. And then I'm like, well, let me try it. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, let me clean up. I'm like, this, I can't. And what I use as my powder, this is the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder. This is probably, yeah, it's shade 5. It's like their dark brown. I think they've now reformulated this one and call it something else. But brow powders always take me a long time to go through because I'll start using a brow powder for like a nanosecond. And then like I immediately switch back to a pencil or something. But this is like, I know I didn't keep the video recording in real time, so y'all didn't see how long that took. But it took like no time at all. And my brows pretty much look even. I was like, the only thing I will say, it's a hazard. So this whole thing is metal, right? And I use my nose as my guide and then set it up and then I move it over just a little bit because if you leave it right where it is, you get looking a little Frida Kahlo-ish and I don't love it. So I move it slightly outwards. Well, when I put it on my right, I tilt it on my nose. When you put it on your left, it gets caught on my nose ring. I've almost pulled my nose ring out like 3 times and I'm like, oops, so I'll have to like lay it, start tilting, move my nose, and then keep tilting. It's just comical. But yeah, I was surprised at how good this little stencil is. And yeah, so that's that. So back to the topic at hand. You know, I'm amazed at how much I have grown in the last decade to get to where I am now. And, you know, I'm not going to bemoan the fact that I didn't know who I was in my 20s and that I didn't do a lot of things that I wish I'd already done, right? I do wish I'd already gotten married. I do wish I had a family. But I didn't always want that. And that's a topic for a whole other day. I have some hot takes on that too. But I didn't always want that. So it wasn't a goal for me. And, you know, it started becoming a goal for me a few years ago. And it gets to a place where I'm like, okay, now I'm ready. And I'm the reality is I'd be such a much better mom now and a much better wife now than I would have been 15 years ago. And so on the one hand, I'm kind of glad I didn't make it to that point in my life back then, because I think it would have been really messy. And I'm not sure I'm also not sure I would have made the right choice in a partner, if that makes sense. So, sorry, somebody called and I think that froze. So I also don't think I would have made the right choice in a partner. I don't know if I already caught that on, I don't know when the call started coming in. And now I think I will make a better choice in a partner. Matt Rife, if you're free and available and you want to come, I'm here for it. Anyway. So I digress. I was going to say just kidding, but I'm not even all that kidding. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, so when she said that about knowing who you are and feeling confident, by the way, sorry, I forgot to shout this out because I love these so much. This is the It Cosmetics No Tug. What is it? Superhero No Tug Shadow Stick. This is the shade, I can't even remember, Super Slate. These are the ones that came out last summer. And I love them. It's about 90 degrees, 95 degrees outside. I can't tell. I turned off my TV, so I don't know the temperature. But it's about 95 degrees outside, which means 3 seconds out that door and I'm gonna be sweating like nobody's business. And these hold up remarkably well. And I just like the little bit. I have all of the colors and I absolutely love them. So, sorry, had to do a little plug for those. Anywho, I think this is almost dried out too. This is my Lash Princess liner that nobody else likes but me, and I love it. So, yeah, I as soon as Katherine said that, I'm like, okay, so it kind of feels good that I'm not the only person who feels that way. I, you know, I mean, and granted, she's had an amazing career. She's got 3 kids and an awesome husband. But to hear it come out of her mouth to say that it took her until she hit her 40s, and I don't know how old she is. I'm gonna guess early 40s. So I'm guessing we're pretty close in age. To hear her say, you know, that it took her that long to get comfortable in her own skin and kind of stop, you know, caring about what other people cared, what other people thought of her, outside of the people who really matter to her. Yeah, this is dry. And I thought, that's exactly who I've become. Like, there are people in my life who I care what they think about me, right? My family is super important to me. I'm very, very close with them. You know, what my mom thinks about me, what my dad thinks about me, my brother, my sister-in-law, like, what they think about me, what my nieces and nephews think about me, and then my little brothers and sisters. All of that is so important to me. And then outside of that circle, I don't care. You know, there are obviously some friends who I really love. I love like family, and they kind of fall into that circle of friends too, don't get me wrong. But if you don't fall into kind of that family circle for me, then I don't really care what you think of me, you know, personally, right? Professionally is a different story. Obviously, like, you know, I want my boss to think I'm good at my job. I want my coworkers to, you know, blah blah blah. But I'm talking personal life, right? And you know, that's just who I've become. And I think it makes me such a better person to kind of be around, but it also makes me a better, you know, guide for others. So I find myself really enjoying, you know, my time with especially like younger colleagues, or I have a younger sister who's only 9, and enjoying my time with them to help them kind of like, you know, see themselves, you know, learn to see themselves for who they are, not what other people say they are. It's such an important way to be. I'm not saying by any means that you should never care what other people, like, you should be a good person. Is what I'm saying, okay? Is as long as you're a good person, whether somebody likes your outfit or somebody thinks you're cool, or, you know, somebody likes the kind of music you listen to, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's so funny that it took me so long to get to that point. But now that I'm at that point, I'm like, oh gosh, I wasted so much time earlier in life when I could have been at this point, and then now it would be I think it's both harder and easier to start looking for that person I want to share my life with, because I'm such a better person now, both for them and for myself. And of course, like, now I know like what I want in a person in my life. Like, I think 20-year-old Ashmere would have made a horrible decision as to who to marry. She would have married the absolute completely wrong person. She would have hated life. I think not making those decisions so early in life saved me. I'm not saying that's the way everybody should be, but I'm saying for me, I think it worked. I really think God put me in the right place at the right time, you know? And I think part of the reason I don't feel my age is because I did kind of lead a very sheltered, you know, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, into my 30s. I led a very sheltered life. You know, I led a sheltered childhood, to be quite honest. You know, my parents were amazing, and we wanted for nothing growing up. And I just kind of had a very idyllic childhood, which I'm so blessed and thankful for every single day, which led into a very blessed and idyllic 20s into my 30s, where like I didn't really know to worry. I didn't know to adult. I was very blessed in a lot of ways, which leads me to where I am now. And now I'm a woman who knows who I am, knows what life has to offer and what I need to do to get ahead and to reach the goals I want to reach. But I'm also somebody who is perpetually happy and positive, and everything is kind of fun. Even the hard things are kind of fun. And I like to think those are all things that are positive for my personality and positive for who I am, and make me a little more fun and exciting to be around, because I'm never going to be a Debbie Downer, because that's just not in my personality. BT Dubs. I just caught a glimpse of and I'm like, oh, I love this lip. This is the Fenty Beauty, the Poutsicle in Sangria, Strawberry Sangria. This is my favorite color. I'm obsessed with it. That just felt really good, by the way. This is like the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray, the old packaging. I don't even know if this is the old packaging. It just smells like coconut, and it's delicious. And it just is cool because it's starting to get warm in the air, even though the air is on. Anyway, if you watch this, thank you. I appreciate you. I think I'm going to put this up just like this, because why not? A couple hot takes in there. Just kind of some stream of conscious thought and a little get ready with me. By the way, the mascara I used, which is really good at the humidity, is the Milani. This is the high lash extensions, highly rated. And it's not bad. It is really good in humidity. It's not one of my favorites, but it works. It holds up during humidity. What else notable? Oh, and then my blush is my beloved Well People in Universalist 13, which they do not make anymore. But this is my absolute favorite, and I will be very sad when I no longer have it. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully you like this, because it's going to post just like this. And I think I like doing these better because I hate editing. So like I'll record and then it'll just sit on my laptop forever and ever. So we'll see how this goes. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Hopefully I will see you very, very soon. And I hope you guys, I said that. Have an amazing day. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to sign off. Bye.